So what if your intuition says something that you don't want to hear? In today's video, I'm going to go into 4 examples of these intuitions that might come in, but you're like, I'm not sure about this. I don't want to actually look at that. So it's not the intuition, but it's actually something else inside of you. So this will give you some awareness of what's going on in these different examples. So thank you for joining me. I'm AmyC with You Finding You. I'm an intuitive and transformational coach, and I help you connect within to get connected into that body wisdom, into your intuition, and find purpose, find meaning, and really live a life more fulfilled. And currently, if you check out in the dialog box below, there's a PDF that you can snag up, and it's called the Intuition Map, which has a quiz inside of it that you can find out what are your intuitive strengths, and then as well, what are tools and techniques that you can use to build them up even more. Sometimes your intuition doesn't confirm what your ego wants, but rather it's showing you what your deep down desires are. So this may seem inconvenient, or it may seem scary or uncomfortable to go through, but it actually is showing you your growth and where you want to go, what your desires really truly are deep down, even though there might be certain things or steps in the way that seem scary, that seem uncertain for you. So here's 4 examples to see how your intuition might come in, but then you don't want to actually see it or face it. So the first example is that intuition isn't always easy, but it is always loving. And for example, say you're in this long-term relationship, you've put a lot of time into it, you've been in it, and you still really feel and care for this person, but you know you're no longer aligned. That you possibly have been on this growth journey and they haven't. And so it kind of feels like you've been changing and growing and they haven't been coming along with you. And so you're in this place of like, I put all this time, all this love into this connection, but it's just not there anymore. It's not aligned. And I don't feel like it's going to come back into a place of alignment. Like, is there things I can do to change or to shift or to help this relationship? And you're just like, no, I kind of feel and know that this relationship isn't there anymore for me. And when you get into that, the intuition is helping you push this along to show you your own awarenesses, but it's leaving a relationship that you have been in for a long time, or leaving a situation where you know that you're going to be out there on your own. You don't know what to expect. What and how are things going to change in your life? And you don't really know for sure. So it's kind of scary to see that shift and change or to face it. And yet at the same time, the intuition is coming in to kind of say, hey, this is your next step. This is what you need to do to go forward. And the second example is that avoiding the message doesn't make it go away. It just makes it come back and even louder. And an example for this is, say you've been working at this one company and you get all kinds of acknowledgement. You know that you're good at what you do. You know that people respect you. Yet inside you're like, every day I don't want to go and do this. You feel worn out, you feel tired, and even if you are cutting back your hours and able to do things, you still feel drained inside around this. So your intuition is going, okay, it's time to make this shift. But again, just like the first one, it's scary to face. It's uncertain. You don't know what's going to be next. And so you keep getting these little whispers or little feelings inside of you of like, yes, I know it's time to make a shift. I know it's time to do something. Until sometimes you get the 2x4 over the head. And that's when intuition or the universe is saying it is now really time for you to make that shift. So again, it's not going to go away. This feeling inside of you is going to keep growing and growing until you start to really listen within and know that, okay, it is time for me to face this, even though there's that voice that is scary and uncertain and doesn't want to actually take those steps. And the third example is that you can honor your resistance without abandoning yourself. So an example here too is maybe you've been getting this internal knowing of you need to take a big chunk of time off from work, or you need some reprieve from your work, but everyone relies on you. Like you are the one go-to person, or there's some other reason that people come to you all the time. And you're like, yeah, but I can't leave this. But there's this voice inside of you that's like, you need to take this break for you, or you need some other reprieve from all of this. So seeing that you're kind of like, nope, I'm not going to face this, take a moment, journal about it, or take a moment and connect in with yourself. And as you connect within, you can find other ways and other solutions. So again, it's just taking a moment to step back and see why you have that resistance going on inside of you, acknowledging it rather than continuing to not face it. And the fourth example is growth happens in the discomfort. And I've talked about this in a previous video about being at your growth's edge. But an example here too is, say that you're getting this draw or want to move to another city or to start up a business. Yet you're like, I'm not really sure how this looks. I'm uncomfortable, but every time you think about it, it lights you up. So this kind of knowing of whatever it is, like if you want to move somewhere else or if you want to start up a business, there's something you love doing and creating, and it lights you up every time. But you feel that kind of like, I'm not sure, this is uncomfortable. That is just being right there at that growth's edge and uncertain about the next steps. But again, your intuition, that inner knowing is going to keep saying, go this way, because this is your path. This is what does light you up. And following that is following your truth. So if you're uncertain about getting certain intuitive hits because then you feel a discomfort or you feel uncertain or you don't like what it is saying, there might be reasons that it's not actually feeling aligned in you, because where you are right now is actually not aligned to your truth. It's not aligned to where you really want to go. And it means that you have to face some of these things inside of you that's a little scary, a little uncomfortable. But again, these examples can give you a little bit of awareness or possibility of this might be where you are right now and uncertain about taking those next steps forward. So thank you guys for joining me today. If you are enjoying and getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.